So today, we are going to take a look at a company called Afdhal Renovations. We're going to dive into their promotional materials to see exactly what they're all about and what they offer to homeowners in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So what's their story? Let's get into it. I mean, seriously, that's the big question, isn't it? If you've ever been through a renovation, you know the drill. Surprise costs, missed deadlines, just total chaos. Well, this is the idea that Afdhal Renovations seems to build their entire brand around, promising something completely different. So how do they claim to do it? Okay, first things first. Who exactly is Afdhal Renovations? I mean, before you let anyone start swinging a hammer in your house, you've got to know they're legit. And right off the bat, their materials make it clear they're a fully licensed company in both Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So let's break this down. They're a licensed firm, they focus on home improvements, and they operate in the UAE. Pretty straightforward. But look at that last point, the why. They say their goal is to enhance living spaces and quality of life. That's not just about knocking down walls, they're setting a really high bar for themselves. You know, any renovation is a huge leap of faith. It's your money, your time, and maybe most importantly, it's your home. So let's look at what Afdhal Renovations says are the core values that form the foundation of their entire business. Right here, this number is a big deal, 10+ years. Think about it, in any market, but especially a competitive one, a decade in business isn't just a number. It means you've been around the block, you've learned what works, and you've kept your clients happy enough to keep coming back. And this slide really shows us how they've managed to stick around for so long. It all comes down to 3 key promises. Reliability, they finish on time. Transparency, they're an open book and you can actually check their references. And quality, they stand by their work with a guarantee. These aren't just fluffy words, they're solid commitments. And here it is. This is the big one. This is probably the #1 source of stress for anyone doing a renovation, right? The surprise fees that pop up out of nowhere. Well, they tackle this head on. Upfront pricing. What you're quoted is what you pay. End of story. I mean, that promise alone could take so much anxiety off the table. Now, we've all heard this phrase a million times, right? But think about it. When you pair it with their other promises, the guarantee on their work, finishing on time, no surprise fees, suddenly it has some real weight to it. It stops being just a slogan and starts to sound like the natural outcome of a business that's actually built around the customer. Okay, so we know their values are solid, but what can they actually do? Let's jump into the services they offer, because from what their materials show, they're really quite versatile. And this is really interesting. It doesn't matter if you're managing a whole building and need a long-term maintenance contract, or if you're just a homeowner who needs a single one-off fix. They're equipped for both. That kind of flexibility is huge, you know? It means they can be your partner for a massive project, or just the company you call for a quick repair. You know, I think this part is so important. Their work goes beyond just aesthetics. They actually focus on accessibility, things like installing ramps, elevators, and specialized bathroom fittings. This is all about making a home truly livable, safe, and comfortable for everyone, especially for individuals with special care needs. That's not just renovation, that's building with a real sense of purpose. So if you're listening to all this and thinking it sounds pretty good, you're probably wondering, okay, so how do I even start? Well, let's look at their process, which they claim is just as simple and stress-free as everything else they do. It really comes down to just 3 easy steps. First, you figure out what you want for your home. Then, and I think this is pretty smart, you don't have to fill out some long, complicated form online. You just send them a message on WhatsApp, something we all use every day. From there, the consultation begins. It's a really modern, low-hassle way to get the ball rolling. And there you have it, the direct line. No hoops to jump through, no waiting on hold. Using a simple WhatsApp number just makes it incredibly easy to take that first step and start the conversation. Which brings us right back to where we started. Looking at their materials, Afdhal Renovations is trying to be more than just a construction company. They're positioning themselves as a partner, one who can help you turn your ideas into a real, livable space, all built on a foundation of trust and quality. So, the question they leave you with is a good one. Are you ready to unlock the potential in your home?